Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Usman, and I'm about to make a video on why I became a conspiracy theorist and, what are conspiracies all about. So, what is a conspiracy? Conspiracy is when two or more people come together to do a crime that's behind the public's back. That's pretty much crimes against humanity. And we have to realize as a people that this goes on so much every single day, and we just sort of live every single day. We take it for granted. We sort of just chase this hedonistic, pleasure-filled, we work, eat, shit, sleep, repeat, do that continuous cycle to get what we desire. But it's like we've trusted news and not truth way too much. And so much crime, so much things have happened to us as a people where we're being fed one narrative to be calm and comfortable when what's really going on is the vile, the messed up, the really, the stuff that we gotta really start, paying more close attention to. People like to pretend or, they dismiss conspiracies immediately, but we have to realize that so much conspiracy that's happened in America, came out to be true, It's not like these conspiracies are just made up and then, they're not justified or proven to be fact. It's more sort of just swept under the rug so no one talks about it anymore. Like the whole pedophilia scandal that happened 2 years ago with our government, with Jeffrey Epstein, food modification, like cosmetic chemicals in McDonald's and Wendy's and all this stuff, where you start thinking like, yo, this is where real illnesses come from, And, also, sex trafficking, all this stuff that's going on in the world today. We just sort of pretend that, that this stuff doesn't actually matter, where we're just being told so much things throughout the day that may seem like it's the main, main narrative of what is actually going on, but it's not the case at all. What's going on TV today is called psyops, psychological operations, where our government and people affiliated, they make sure that they create events on TV to make sure we're emotionally swayed to be pissed off or in a low vibrational state because what we're watching is just so negative. It's either something about COVID cases or murders that's going on, or never something that's positive, informing to make you go, wow, I really want to go outside today and actually enjoy my time. There's just so much going on. And today, in the age of information, and the internet's powerful. We like to pretend that the internet is something where people just spread its misinformation everywhere, but there's so much truth to what's going on. I can tell you personally, me as a Sag, we have a natural truth-seeking ability. So I feel like, I don't have I don't have the patience, I don't have the desire, and I'd be soulless to be lying to you about what's going on in the world when there's so much going on. There's so much deep level crimes that we just sort of take our mind off, tune it out, and pretend that it's not going on. But soon it's going to hit our front doorstep, so we just really have to start, opening our eyes and paying more attention to like what's actually going on. Even with like for instance, even our food. When people watched Food Inc. on Netflix, so much of my friends became vegetarian, or they just switched their normal diet lifestyles as opposed to continuing the same stuff they used to eat. When I was a kid, I used to ask myself where do we get cancer from and all these other illnesses and all that. And then as you grow up, you start going into bodegas and you start checking the ingredients on the back of these packages of like honey buns, Pop-Tarts, Sprite, Coke, car cleaner, all this stuff that we're told that is safe by our FDA, but it's filled with so much carcinogens, filled with so much pesticides, glyphosate. And glyphosate is literally like a GMO that makes you more allergic to like other even foods like what's a food shrimp, seafood, shellfish, peanuts, gluten, a lot of this stuff that's out here, we're just continuously being fed one thing, and we're eating, drinking, and inhaling all these negative causes that's making us sick every single day. Corporations don't even feed their kids their own products. Like the people from McDonald's, the CEO from McDonald's doesn't feed his kids McDonald's foods. Welch's Foods, fruit snacks. CEO for them, they don't feed their kids their foods, and it's on record. It's documented. They say this stuff on video. Apple, Steve Jobs, when he was alive, he would cover up his kid's Apple iPad camera, and they couldn't, she'd make sure that no one was watching what they're doing. But, we're being watched by so much of these people. There's so much media manipulation and so much lies of what's actually going on. So, this video too, like to now piggyback and be in a retrospect really quick. So like 10 years ago, that's when I joined Facebook and social media, and I would start seeing news from like the other side of the world. The news was no longer biased. It was no longer just CNN, Fox, MSNBC, or what was being said on like the top 5 corporations that run the news today, which is like, News, Newsmax, Viacom, Disney, I think there's 2 more, Comcast, and the last one, I don't remember the last one right now, but overall what I can say is that, Facebook was showing me different news every single day, and you have to tune out your ego, tune out the pride, and research with your heart to figure out what's really going on today in the world, because there's so much misinformation from people that we're told to trust. Even like, for instance, it's like the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States, medical error. And 250,000 people annually pass away from medical malpractice. And, we're so trusted into the medicine today, so trusted with these vaccines, the jab. We're so trusted by, just what we're being told. But we have to realize, like I said, we have to recognize that there's been so much lies in the first place about so much things. And that's why we're continuously being sick. Cancer rates have risen for a long time now. Since 2000, it was so much more lesser. Now you have more chances of getting cancer than you did then. We have to realize even companies like Johnson & Johnson had asbestos in their baby powder. They had, they lied about, our government would lie about things about mercury being safe, and they're spraying all this shit in the sky every single day. I'll be seeing it, these lines, and sometimes you just be like, yo, like what's really going on with all that? Like, why are they doing that every single day? We have to really go back to our herbal remedies and really realize that that was the way to really make sure that we stayed okay and healthy, and look for alternative ways to really boost your immune system. Like a great way to boost your immune system is eating citrus fruits. Your oranges, your kiwi, just citrus, vitamin C based fruits. Eating a green apple, 2 carrots, oranges, some ginger, putting that in a NutriBullet, some water halfway and blending that and drinking that like at least, once a morning. We have to start taking care of ourselves in a natural way, because that was the original man's way of curing people. That, meditation, yoga, herbalist remedies. And the second and first leading cause of death in the United States is cancer and heart disease. But 3rd leading cause being medical error should raise questions with all of us. We have to stop jumping to conclusion quick. We have to stop reacting when things sound absurd, because truth, like I always tell people, is ironic. It's either surprising or disappointing. It's not what you expect. It's like someone slapping you in the face. Someone slapping you in the face and a tooth falls out. You didn't expect that, but that's the truth. It's not it's not your base perspective. It's not what you initially thought what the truth is. And that's what it is, even with the studying that we're doing in America. Like, there's just so much indoctrination, and we have to learn again as a people how to just like think about all this stuff that we're being told, as opposed to just running with the story and just going back to our normal lives, just hearing something on CNN and believing it. Because, pay-to-play journalism is real. Paid journalism is real. People are paid to lie on TV and tell stories, and there's a cesspool of people that are in on it. And you have to, like I said, you have to use your heart. You have to discern properly. You have to research both sides of a pancake and really try to figure out what's going on. based off your own due diligence and research, you know, self-education. You know, that was pretty much this video. You know, all I'm saying is that, you know, just in the age of information, we have to start being more aware and do ourselves a service, you know, do ourselves a big service with making sure that we are truly informed about what's really going on in the world. I would even say use DuckDuckGo instead of Google, because Google's filtered so much by big tech. So you could search up things and it'll just be a whole bunch of fact checks. People telling you, no, that's not what the truth is, and let people research for themselves what the truth can be, you know. You know, this video, the point of it was just for us to take care of ourselves, making sure that we don't fall victim to lies on TV anymore, and really wake ourselves up with just, you know, natural ways of how to cure yourself. You know, take some ivermectin, vitamin C, some zinc. You know, take your, especially with the allergy season right now, take your, you know, your Zytec, your vitamin C fruit remedies, the citrus fruits I was telling you. You know. You know, just get yourself more, like I said, in tune. And it's not really conspiracy theory anymore, it's conspiracy fact. And you got to be spiritually in tune with what's going on in the world, because no one's just going to tell you what it is. It's like knowledge and information. You got to go to school to learn stuff out here. You can't just get it for free. You got to pay for it. But same with education and research. You know, time is energy. Like time is currency, so you have to, like, you know, apply that time to know what's going on, and not just accepting what some nice rich guy in a suit will tell you on TV what's going on with a smile on his face, and you just sit there and believe it, or we're all continuously getting sick. You know, but that's it, y'all. You know, just stop at the quick judgments. And also with drug trafficking too, our government had big involvement with that, so we have to stop taking what they say for granted. You know, opioids, that's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Reasons why a lot of wars in Iraq and stuff like that happened. For opioid ownage and to own fields to keep that stuff growing and keep pushing. You know? But yeah, but that's it, y'all. You know, we just gotta wake up, get out the sunken place, really use our minds and start waking up to what's actually going on. It's Usman, and, you know, I hope we all wake up soon. All right, peace.